Hey everyone, today I've got my WandaVision Episode 4 Disney Plus review. There's something going on in Westview. How much crazier can it get? As far as the story goes, right before the opening title screen was a jaw-dropping revelation that relates to Avengers Endgame. Now, if you haven't seen this episode or you don't know what I'm talking about, it is when basically everybody is being snapped back into existence, and it is just the most visually shocking thing I have ever seen. As far as that, I mean, it was already freaky enough in the Avengers movies that, you know, people were getting snapped away, but then when they returned, it was like the best thing in cinematic history. But now this almost had a haunting effect to it, and for good reason, because it starts off in a hospital where we meet Monica Rambeau, who returns via the snap, and she, you know, is trying to sort of, you know, get her bearings and, you know, figure out, you know, what the heck is going on. And there was a reason why she was in the hospital, and it was because she was visiting her mother, who was Maria Rambeau, who, you know, was first seen in the Captain Marvel movie, and now she finds out news that she died. So it's kind of tragic that now, you know, losing a mother figure, but now she has to basically take care of business on her own and sort of follow in her mother's footsteps. But what I really think happened to Maria Rambeau was that she really just went off to star in Daniel Craig's final James Bond movie, No Time to Die. I mean, how ironic can that be? Monica Rambeau ends up going to the SWORD building, and that actually stands for Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division. I mean, it's quite a mouthful, kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's not exactly the same type of faction, but, you know, there's so much focus on this location and also so much focus on this character, so I feel like it's a very Monica Rambeau-centric episode, which, you know, I didn't exactly like at first because, you know, they call this WandaVision, not Monica Rambeau Vision, and it's kind of hard for me to follow everything that's exactly going on as far as her character goes, because I just wanted to see more of what Wanda and Vision were up to, damn it. So as far as the casting goes, I'm literally going to talk about basically, I'm going to at least start by talking about people who aren't either Wanda or Vision first, and that is one of whom is Randall Park's character, who plays Agent Woo, and he was actually the voice on the radio that was featured in episode 2, so I think he's a pretty cool character. He's, you know, definitely got the comedic aspect to him, but also, you know, plays off this role in a serious way because he's playing an agent, and he gets to be joined alongside Kat Dennings' character, who we've seen several Marvel movies as Darcy, and she is back to basically help discover that Wanda and Vision are in this weird sitcom, and several people have gone missing in this town that supposedly doesn't even exist. They all end up being a part of this show, and I think she is as funny as ever, so it's really nice to see her here. Now, speaking of Monica Rambeau, she ends up going missing and gets sucked back into Westview, which is where people sort of see, you know, how her character is interacting with everybody and how she's sort of living in this town, all the while being on this show. But the cool thing was that, you know, we get to see what happened before she got bumped back to reality, and I really liked seeing that perspective where, you know, I'd say she broke the fourth wall, literally. Now, the things that I liked about this episode was that I liked how they start putting all of these different style TVs together to represent the decade that all of these sitcoms were premiering, and they're trying to analyze each sitcom episode and how you see the perspectives of Kat Dennings and Randall Park's characters sort of worked effectively in relation to the previous episodes. You would have never otherwise seen, their character behaving before. And obviously from, other episodes that I had seen of this show so far, there are plenty of shocking moments to go around, like when Wanda saw Vision in a totally different look, and I'd say his appearance was quite unmistakable and kind of terrifying. I mean, I was definitely freaked out at first when I saw it. It was like a blink and you missed it moment, and I was like, what does that mean? And I feel like I constantly say that a lot, but it's true. Because at the end of the episode and Wanda returns to normal, it's like, she acted as though nothing was wrong, and she's got a big smile on her face and everything, and I guess she thinks that, she's fine where she's living, and, it's kind of sending a lot of red flags that something has definitely gone awry. I feel like this episode went by pretty fast, and I feel like it was also kind of seen as filler too, but I did see a lot of cool tidbits here, and it just has me even more excited to see what's going to happen next. So overall, I would say that while this might not have been the most perfect episode, or it hasn't exactly been my favorite so far, I still enjoyed watching it, so I would highly recommend seeing this episode, and I would give this 4.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of WandaVision episode 4. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys later.